The knock at my door wasn't loud, just 3 soft taps, but it felt like a fist slamming into my chest. I opened it, expecting a neighbor or a delivery. Instead, it was my mother-in-law, her eyes swollen and red, clutching a small blue backpack I recognized instantly. My son's backpack. "Adam," she whispered, voice shaking, "you need to sit down." I didn't. I couldn't. Something cold and metallic slid into my bloodstream, freezing every muscle. "Where's Emily?" I asked. She swallowed hard. "You should call her." My phone was already in my hand, my pulse loud enough to drown out the world. As it rang, my mother-in-law pressed the backpack into my arms like it was a newborn. Or a bomb. Emily didn't answer. She was supposed to be on a 3-day vacation with her college friends. Mom's trip, she called it, laughing while packing sunscreen and swimsuits. I remembered helping her zip the suitcase, kissing her goodbye, watching her drive off with our son waving from the back seat. I hadn't known another man was waiting at the airport. Not until 20 minutes later, when my phone buzzed with a photo from a number I didn't recognize. Emily standing beside her ex, Daniel. His hand resting on her lower back. My son holding her other hand. My vision blurred. For a second I thought I might pass out right there in the kitchen. I called her again. No answer. A third time. Straight to voicemail. By evening, denial was the only thing keeping me breathing. Maybe it was an old picture. Maybe someone was messing with us. Maybe. The second photo came at 9:42 p.m. Emily and Daniel at a hotel pool. Her head on his shoulder. My son floating nearby in an inflatable ring. The message underneath, "Thought you should know." I sat on the floor, back against the fridge, staring until the screen dimmed. My mother-in-law hovered nearby, wiping tears with shaking hands. "She told me they were just friends now," she whispered. I didn't think. I didn't answer. I couldn't trust my voice. The house felt wrong without Emily's voice, without our son's toys scattered across the carpet. Every familiar object looked unfamiliar, like I was standing in someone else's life. That night I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes I saw her, laughing, leaning into him, letting him near our child. My stomach twisted while burning the back of my throat. But even then, a pathetic part of me whispered excuses. Maybe it wasn't what it looked like. Maybe she didn't mean for it to happen. Maybe I wasn't enough and this was my fault. Dawn crawled in gray and slow. I called the hotel using the logo on the pool umbrella. When the receptionist confirmed the reservation under Daniel's name, for 2 adults and 1 child, something inside me fractured so quietly I almost didn't feel it. Almost. They came back the next afternoon. I heard the car door slam, my son laughing, Emily saying, "Sure, Daddy might be asleep." As if nothing had happened. I opened the door before they reached it. Emily froze like a deer spotting headlights. Her sunglasses covered half her face, but I could see her mouth trembling. "Adam," she said softly, "can we talk inside?" "No," I said. My voice didn't sound like mine. Calm. "Hello. Give him to me." She hesitated, tightening her grip on our son, who blinked between us, confused. "Mommy," he whispered. That one word almost made me collapse. I forced myself to kneel and stretch out my arms. "Come here, buddy." He came to me instantly, wrapping his arms around my neck, and I buried my face in his hair, inhaling the scent of sunscreen and pool chlorine. Emily stood there, hands shaking. "Adam, please." "Your mother dropped off his things," I said. "You're not staying here." Her lips parted, shock replacing fear. "You're kicking us out?" "You left," I said. "Days ago." She flinched like I'd slapped her. Inside the house, we spoke in the living room, voices low for our son's sake. Or maybe because screaming felt pointless now. She sat on the edge of the couch, twisting her wedding ring. "It wasn't planned," she said finally. "Daniel messaged me weeks ago. He said he wanted closure. I didn't tell you because I knew how you'd react. You went on vacation with him. It just happened." I laughed, a sharp, ugly sound. People don't accidentally book flights, share hotel rooms, and lie to their husbands. Tears streamed down her face, but I felt nothing. Not sympathy. Not anger. Just numbness. "He's not a stranger," she whispered. "He's your ex," I finished. "The man you almost married." Silence thickened like fog. She looked up at me with eyes full of guilt and something else, something darker. Adam, there's more. My heartbeat stuttered. What? She opened her mouth, closed it, then whispered, barely audible. Daniel thinks Jacob might be his. For a moment the world stopped. Not slowed, stopped. The sound of the clock disappeared. The air disappeared. My body disappeared. I stared at her, unable to blink, unable to breathe. What did you just say? I asked, my voice a threat about to snap. She crumpled, covering her face. We were together the month before you and I got back together. I thought Jacob was yours. I still think he is, but Daniel kept asking and I didn't know how to tell you. My legs gave out and I sank into the armchair. My son, my world, was playing with toy cars on the rug, humming softly, completely unaware that the floor beneath all of us had just vanished. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw something. I wanted to hold him and never let go. Instead I whispered, "Get out." Emily looked up, stunned. "Adam, you don't get to stay here," I said, voice shaking now. "Not tonight. Not after this." She packed slowly, crying silently, pausing every few seconds to look at our son as if memorizing him. When she kissed his forehead goodbye, my chest tightened so painfully I thought I might drop dead. After they left, the house was too quiet. My son fell asleep clutching my shirt, unaware that tomorrow might shatter whatever remained of his world. I sat beside him on the bed, staring at the wall until sunrise bled into the room. A DNA test kit waited on the kitchen counter. But here's the part no one expects, the part even I didn't see coming. 3 days later, before I opened the results, I realized something. No matter what the paper said, no matter whose blood ran in his veins, he was my son. He had my laugh, my temper, my heart. The betrayal broke me. But love, unexpected, inconvenient, relentless, held me together. When I finally tore open the envelope, my hands trembling, the truth was painfully simple. He wasn't mine by blood. But I didn't kick him out. I didn't walk away. The only person I removed from my home was the one who chose to leave long before I ever asked her to. Some betrayals tear a family apart. Mine taught me who my family truly was.